Hello guys, and welcome to part 2 of the Battle of Utica. This is called the Valley, Fort 9 BC. Of course, we're in the same year as the first battle we did, or battle and battle. It was more of a quick rout of the Numidians that were sent to Attius Varius' help in Utica, because King Juba of Numidia was an ally to the Pompeian side. And we have Gaius Curio, this man here, who has been sent by Caesar to take control of Africa from the Pompeians. So if you remember in the last part, there were some reinforcements of the Numidians coming, but they were quickly routed by the Caesarian cavalry, which was mostly consisted of Gallic cavalry. So in this part then, it's said here in the historical background that on the day after Curio's victory over the Numidians, meaning that cavalry battle we saw, both Curio and Varius marched out of camp and deployed for battle, and then this battle took place, which was really not that much of a battle, as we will talk about in a moment. But there's another thing I'm not sure about it. Because I read in some other texts that this battle was really not the day after. I mean, the day after, both sides actually deployed for battle, but there were more like speeches held, because there have been, well, some of the troops of the Caesarian side have had defected over to the Pompeian side, saying to them that the morale was really low on the Caesarian side, and if you just could, talk to them, they will change sides. And as a side note, the Caesarian army here is also by large old Pompeian forces that switched side back in Italy. So you could say that these were not too reliable of troops, and there was some talks of mutiny in the Caesarian camp here. So day after the battle, they arrayed, and some speeches were held, where I think it was actually Attius Curio's brother who spoke to the Caesarians, telling them, come over to our side. It said that the Caesarian side troops just stand silently and listen to the speech, and this was of course a problem for Curio. So he assembled his trusted commanders and discussed what to do. Some said that they should attack immediately before there could be an outbreak of a rebellion within their own troops, right? And some were more, cautious, meaning that if they would attack, maybe that would trigger the rebellion actually, and the troops would go over to the other side, and then they would be really in trouble. So Gaius Curio, he had to decide what to do here. So what he did was to assemble his forces and spoke to them, and pledged for allegiance for Caesar, that they have sworn, they have named him imperator. So he said that they were under an oath here really, and they couldn't switch sides. And apparently that worked, because it seemed that the morale was strengthened within the Caesarian side forces here. So the day after that, meaning that would be 2 days after the cavalry battle, both sides marched out again, arrayed for battle, and this time the Caesarians were determined to fight. So as you can see here, we have there's a valley here. I would say that Utica, the town, is just outside of the map here, probably somewhere here, and because it said that the Pompeian camp was kind of between that and some theater, outside theater here that they had their flank resting upon. Anyway, so here's the big valley. It's not that big in the sense that it's very deep, but the slopes were apparently very steep though. So it was kind of a military obstacle, you could say here, right? So both sides arrayed on the edge of each side's line into the valley here, and just stared out each other, you know, both sides waiting for the other to take the first step and commence battle. Now eventually Varus sent forth some of his lighter troops on the left-hand flank. He sent forth some Numidian cavalry and also some lighter infantry into the valley. They were right away countered by Curio's a bit more heavier infantry. They routed the Numidian cavalry right away, pretty much. They went off, and also that gave the lighter infantry that were in the valley of Varus' side, where they didn't have any cavalry support anymore, and they got surrounded because also the Caesarian side here has some cavalry that they could, you know, surround them with. So the auxilia and light infantry that were here were pretty much surrounded and hacked to pieces. And that also was a signal for the whole side of the Caesarian army to advance towards Varus. So they did. And here's why I think this was not really a battle, because as soon as Curious troops reached the Pompeian lines, they were already fleeing. So they were running, and that, you know, it became kind of a chain route over the whole line. So they went back. Many were trampled down to death in the chaos that ensued, and others were killed by Caesarian troops. But they didn't stop really until they got back to Utica, just leaving a few troops to defend the camp. The rest went right into behind the walls of the city or the town, and prepared for a siege, which Curio was, of course, thinking of doing, though he didn't really have, you know, the power to do it. But the situation was really grim for Varus and the people in Utica, who started to ask Varus to give up, because a long siege would be really harsh. Because also the Caesarian side, I would say, had the power on the seas outside of the city. So the supplies would eventually, of course, dry up for Varus and the Uticans. But Varus didn't give up, because he knew that King Juba was coming with more, you know, his main force to help him out against Curio. And that is actually something that happened later on, and that will be the battle we're going to look at the next time, which is the Battle of Bagdadas River, 49 BC. But today, Utica Part 2, the Valley. So this battle, which is really wasn't really that much of a battle, even though there was some light casualties on Caesarian side, heavier here, but mostly because of the route. But the scenario still laid out as we're gonna see a full battle. We have some special rules here, of course, to look at, but let's check the War Council. So we have the Pompeian army, leader Varus. They have 5 command cards, and these guys will move first. They move first probably because they will have the chance to send off their lights, as in history, and do a bit of a trick, as we will look at in a sec. Because here we have the second special rule saying a Pompeian cavalry unit that moves down the valley and exits from one of the 2 hexes indicated at the opposite end collects 1 victory banner for its show of bravery. So any of these 3 cavalry units here could ride the whole way an exit on any of these two hexes, and that will give them a banner. So, for instance, this light cavalry, the Numidians here, they could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. In 3 turns, if they could get activated three times in a row, they could get out and get the banner. And I might try to do that to kind of reenact history a bit, but I'm not sure I want to move them down here and they don't have any evade path, because if the heavier starts moving down, they will just kill it right off. So if I might do some gaps here that these guys can evade from, I might send one. It could be worth one victory banner, because we will only fight till 5 banners, so every banner really counts here. So getting a free banner out of exiting on a light cav, that would be really nice for the Pompeian side. The third victory banner, the third special rule, is this: a Caesarian unit that captures, occupies the enemy camp hex gains 1 victory banner. If the unit moves off it is eliminated, it no longer counts. So this is related to this camp hex here. So if a Caesarian unit enters it, that's an instant victory banner for them. I missed the first special rule here. Actually, it's the Julian Legions rule. In effect for both camps, meaning heavies and medium heavy infantry can go too, and they have the Pila ability. Ranged fire. So that's it. And yeah, let's look at the battlefield and speak a bit about some tactics, perhaps. So let's review the armies first. Let's start over there with the Pompeian army. On the right hand side they have a bow unit, so they're actually already reaching the other side of the valley with fire. But as you can see, we also have a slinger here on this side, so yeah, they could fire across. We have some auxilia, then we have the legionaries, mediums, heavy, medium and medium, and these would be Varus, I believe. We have another auxilia back here, light infantry, light cav, 2 of them, that would be Numidians. I guess this is also a Numidian cavalry unit with a leader. And then we have another bow unit over on the far Pompeian left. Caesar's side, from their right, they have auxilia, a slinger. So both sides have the long range skirmishers here on the flanks. More auxilia also down here behind this valley. Then we have the cavalry force here, 2 mediums and 1 light. So that's a bit heavier than here. We have 2 lights and 1 medium instead. Then comes the legionary line, and these guys have 1 more, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4 legionaries. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. And we have Curio with the heavies here. And then we have the slingers we talked about. So pretty even force. So I feel that this is should be a more even of a fight than in history. These guys just routed on touch, right? So, but now they could fight really. And who dares to go into the valley and then maybe fight uphill or wait for the other guys to go down and get the first, strike on them? So this is kind of a puzzle. But as I said, for the Pompeian side, I might send one of the light cavs if I can also, maybe step down with these or step maybe forward in and give the guys a retreat path or evade path if needed. Otherwise, I'm not sure. I think the cards need to decide who will do the first move into the valley. If we can get a line command, I might go down with that side who gets it, but I'm not sure. Let's see. So the Pompeian starts, so we're gonna check their slot A and B cards first. We have a light troops here, so we could start with some skirmish and also send forth the light cav perhaps. And here we have 4 on the left, so that would be over here. I have all the dice there in the tray. Let's take them away for a bit. Adjust that again. Okay, so let's roll and see what we can do with the Pompeians. That's a C or lower story count. So let's check also what we have in C. We have 2 in the center. Okay, so that will be that card, or lights we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is equal to command, so that would be 5 units, and this is 4 units. So I'm going to need to play 4 here, 2 in the center or 4 on the left. How about doing, I mean, that's all the units on the left hand side. What could we do with that? We could, I don't know, we could charge up that hill, but these guys will only have 2 dice. Cavalry only have 2 dice in any direction on the hill, and then they would be counterattacked here. I don't know really what should be done here. The thing is, we can activate all of them, and we could put some pressure on the Caesarian side. If we would send these guys here and attack with the rest, Caesar need to be or Curio or other should need to decide if they're gonna attend to these guys who are marching out of the map, or the attack that's coming from here. So I might do that. So I'm gonna play 4 on the left here. The thing is also that then we have this card and this card who could support these guys in moving out of the map. So I'm gonna order all these units, and these guys will now do their act of bravery. 1, 2, 3, 4. They could even throw some javelins from here. I know they're in a really bad place here because we can step down with just 1 legionary and kill them, but they need to get the card for it, and they also need to attend here because I'm gonna go attacking here. So let's see who we should attack. We might as well, let's do this. 1, 2. Would like to get, yeah, let's do this. So these guys go, that's not good. I would rather want to have support, so I don't flee out of the map. So let's put them here. They can throw the javelins, and these guys move 1 in support, giving the cavalry some support. So here's quite an interesting opening. We will fire from here and then attack. These guys are running along like a gauntlet, and then throwing some javelins while rushing through that valley. So let's start with that, and they're gonna throw the javelins against, let's take these guys, and that's a miss. Okay, so these guys will now throw their javelins towards this guy, hoping we can get a hit there. They could, of course, retreat. Let's see what we get. That's a red, so that's a miss, unfortunately. And then these guys will fire 1 die as well. Let's do it on, I can see that unit. But one of these 2. Should we take the slingers? I take the auxilia there. That's a miss. Then we have the attack. 2 dice, against that unsupported auxilia. We got them down, and that's good. So they're gonna go here. We're gonna follow. We're gonna be brave here. The Numidian cavalry here attacks. And now we got 3 dice. But now on the other hand, they're supported. This is a crazy move, I know, because now maybe we should stay here. Because then they can move behind us and kill us just like that. No, let's stay here. We scare them off. And that's enough. If infantry attacks us here, we can evade, you know. And if cavalry comes, then we'll fight with even terms. So I think that's a good position. And we are threatening to strike if we wanted. So let's leave them there. No losses, but we are for sure doing some messing up a bit on the Caesarian right-hand flank. And speaking of Caesarians, let's see what they have in slot A and B. So they have 2 there and another 2 right. So they can for sure respond there, but they cannot respond here yet with these cards. So let's see what they can play then. That is an A or B. So these guys go free. So we're going to play the card from slot A. So it's 2 over here. So now we can at least do something here. Yeah, maybe we just should scare them off again. So let's take these guys and these guys. So I'm gonna go back up the hill. We rally and go back. And these guys will just stay and fire. And I will attack that cavalry unit. Or will I? Yes, I will, with 2 dice. And we hit them. And we also get the flag. We need to check the leader. He's good. So do I want to take the flag? I think I would, or I might get attacked here. So 1, 2, 3. Let's go back there. But these guys then, they can throw the javelins. 1 die down the hill against that light cav, and they hit as well. Good skirmishing by the Caesarians. For sure. But of course this is a problem for Caesar's units. So that's it. The first blood we have seen now. So back to Pompeian side. A, B or C. So we have the light, we have the 2 units center, and we have another 2 center. So let's take the one from slot C. 2 unit center, so I'm gonna continue with these guys, and no, that's not center. So let's take these light infantry then. So I'm gonna send in some reinforcements here. These guys will continue their exodus through this valley. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, they can throw their javelins again. Let's start from here, this side. So we're gonna again bombard that lone or the unsupported auxilia there on the far right. No hits. And then these guys will try to scare off that unsupported unit over there. A red. Too bad. But if we can activate these guys next turn, they're going to ride out of the map and gain a victory banner. So Caesar's guys need to do something here now. The situation here is stable, so Caesar don't have to do anything here. Or not Caesar, but Caesarians. But let's hope we get something on their left-hand side then for their sake. That would be tactics card or lowest order count. Since we only have 1 card up, we are eligible to get 1 more. So let's take slot C. That's a line command. With line command, we could attack here. They would then need to... I think, you know, if I scare them off that ridge, if they evade, I don't think they are counted anymore to get that victory banner. That's a bit of a... It's not too clear in the rules. They just said if a unit rides down the valley and exits, they get the victory banner. So, I mean, as I read it, they need to be in the valley all the time. Otherwise, I could have, you know, been riding around here and then exit here, and that's a bit sneaky. So if these guys evade, they will not be getting that victory banner if they exit. So they need pretty much to ride the whole gauntlet again to get that bravery point. I hope you agree with me there. So again, we have light units, or no, sorry, 2 on the right or the line command. And I don't want to give these guys that one, so I need to do the line command. This means the Caesarians will do the first move and actually move down the valley. That gives these guys the first strike, but we can throw some pila at least. So we have these guys with some pila throw, these guys, these guys, these guys, these guys, and also these, who will not have any target. And then we have a break in the line. We don't have any infantry here. Let's start with the slingers, who will try to hit those guys now. 2 dice, because they didn't move. That's nothing. So now's the question. Here's a good question, actually, because these guys will now attack. They will get 4 dice, and they have leader support. Big chance of killing me, but if I survive, I have a big chance to exit them if I get the A card played. The B card is not good anymore. But if they kill me, then of course, yeah, they can get some flags. I think it's too risky, so I will actually evade and let them roll their 4 dice, and hitting on any greens. No hits. Okay, we lost that bravery victory banner, but we have these guys still in fresh shape. Okay, then we have some pila throws to do. So let's bombard the heavy as much as we can from 3 legionaries. Let's start from the right. First attack, miss. Second, we need the red, a miss. Third one, another miss. Then we have our own heavies. Let's throw them at that medium heavy. And that's a miss. No pilas hit. Apparently hard to throw uphill. Imagine the shower of pilas going up that hill now. Well, at least they prevented these guys from exiting, so something good, but the bad thing is now these guys are not sitting ducks, but they are in a pretty bad position now if these guys would get counter attack or line command or something, right? Or a leadership card. They are door anchored, so every unit down the valley is supported here. So let's see if the Pompeian side get anything that can challenge them down there. That's a tactics card or lowest order count. We don't have any, so we need to play the lowest order count, and that will be 2 units center. So we can go down with 2, and I believe we're gonna do that. We're gonna take that chance. So 2 in the center. Let's do this. These guys and these guys. We start from here against that flank unit, 4 dice, and we have leader support. That's 2 hits, no flags, so they are holding the ground but taking some heavy losses. They will do battle back. No leader support, and they got 1 hit on the attacking Pompeians. Now comes the final blow, perhaps, because now we get 5 dice. We have some veterans coming down here, attacking. We needed 2 hits. We got 2 hits. So we got the first victory banner, and that's actually for the Pompeian side. And these guys could move and battle again, and that they will. They will gain ground and attack these guys in the flank. Maybe they have had the time to face that direction. We'll see. They are not supported anymore, so they're gonna flee to get 1 flag. That they did, and they also got 3 hits, and then they had to retreat. But they weren't eliminated at least. But they need to go up the hill. And do we want to gain the ground? Yep, I want to do that. I'm going to put some pressure on the Caesarians over here now. So that was a heavy one. We'll see how Caesar can react to this. The next card play would be extremely important. We need to hit back here very hard. That's an A or B for Caesarians. We have 2 over here, which is really bad. So we are depending on this one. And it's A. Mediums. Okay, that would be 5 mediums. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could bring in some cavalry into the battle now. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. What should we do? We need to hit those guys. We just have to. And we cannot get really any support. Well, we can get... Let's do like this. I'm going to march forward here with 1. These guys stays. They want to keep the leader support from that leader there, which is of course Curio himself. How should we do with the cavalry? I'm gonna do this. These guys will ride 1, 2, 3. These guys will go. We are committing our cavalry now. 1, 2, 3. We need to hit back hard. That's the thing. Okay, so let's start on these flanks. I'm gonna try to get uphill there, and I don't want these guys to just evade. So yeah, I'm gonna attack uphill. So that will be only 2 dice for me in the attack, but we have leader support. So that's 1 hit and a flag. They could take it, but they won't. They will stay here and they want to battle back with 3 dice. And they don't have leader support, luckily for the Caesarian troops, but they got 1 hit on the legionaries. So that's a kind of a grinding battle going uphill there. I can imagine there's a lot of missiles coming down here. Then we have the important stuff. This will be the first attack against the heavies. So 4 dice and we have leader support. Super important roll now. We got really good roll, a really good roll. We got 3 hits on those guys. Extremely valuable roll there. And we're gonna check that leader. There's no flags though, so they will battle back. The leader is fine. And that's Varus himself, of course. So now we're gonna roll 5 dice in battle back with the leader. So that would be, oh, a bad roll. Only 1 hit. Only 1 hit. This is good because now I will I think I'll try to finish them off here with 4 dice. We don't have any leader support there, but should be able to get... Oh, actually, it's only 3 dice. It's downhill. Ooh. Let's take our chances. 3 dice. 1 hit needed. And we missed, of course. We missed. So they're gonna battle back with 2 dice uphill. But no hits there either, so they were really not fighting that too eagerly there. Okay, then we need to commit our cavalry there. These 3 dice again, this time with leader support. We need to write down those last guys. We did 2 hits there, so this guys is done. Meaning we got the first Caesarian banner. We're gonna check the leader with 1 die. That's Varus. He's good. He's gonna relocate. That or that unit. Let's go here because they can assist in this battle. I mean, giving leader support. So, do I dare to attack these guys? They are not supported, therefore I dare. So, I'm gonna gain ground, go back, and attack here. With 3 dice. But these guys don't have any support, so that's why I dare to do it. We didn't roll any flag though, and only 1 hit, so... that was not good for Caesarian side, because the battle back will be harsh. They have leader support now. And that's 1 hit on the cav. We check the leader, the nameless one, cavalry leader, is good. So we have 1 more unit. Do we dare? Yeah, we do, because we have leader support. Come on, 2 hits should be doable. And we got 1, but we got the flag. Okay. So 1 hit and the flag that they need to take. So they have only 1 option. They go uphill. I could follow an attack with 2 more dice and leader support, and I will do that. I need to get that. I'm desperate for that victory banner before these guys rush away towards the camp, perhaps. So I'm gonna roll my 2 dice uphill, hoping for 1 hit. We got it. It's the blue there. So we wrote down these guys, getting the 2nd banner for the Caesarian side, and I will not gain ground. I will stay here. On the other hand, if I go there, it's downhill, so... But they can go there and attack. I'll stay anyway. Yeah, that was intense. Intense fighting there. So, I think maybe I'll end the first session here. We have a Caesarians in the lead 2-1. And they have committed themselves. They have really thrown in everything here. They went first down the valley, scared off these Numidians that did that bravery trick. That was valuable for them. And they also committed the cavalry, which is a dangerous thing, of course. But they have fared pretty well. They had lost 1 block and they have done some good damage here. So I think they could be happy with the situation. Of course, we have some dangerous troops here that could march down and attack next turn. We have some targets with some 3 blocks targets here, and these guys, of course, they would need some cavalry, but they don't have any handy here now. I mean, the Pompeian side to ride down these guys. Yeah, so let's see what happens. It's going to be a very interesting continuation. That is for sure. By the way, I think I did not play the cards. Let's do that and replace it before we end the session. So, by that, thank you very much for watching this battle. It's yeah, it's 2-1, but to Caesarian side, but the Pompeians go next, so we might see some interesting things still. So, thank you guys for watching, and see you again in part 2 of the Battle of Utica, the Valley. Bye.